Well, the difficulty when we're working through a New Testament letter is verse by verse, is how we pick up and mine the truths of each individual verse while still remembering the context that it comes in. And so as we come to verse 11 today, it's helpful just to have a very brief glimpse or snapshot of what's going to happen through these next 4 verses. Because in verse 11 we come to a new paragraph. And then through verses 11 to 14, we're going to see what it means to be a Christian. The who are we as Christians. We're going to see how is it that we became Christians. And then we're going to see why it is that we became Christians. And so we come to verse 11. Let me read it to you. And today we're particularly focusing on the how. In him we were also chosen, having been predestined according to the plan of him who works out everything in conformity with the purpose of his will. If you're a Christian, why are you a Christian? How is it that you became a Christian? Well, the answer of this verse is because of God's sovereign election. The wonderful truth of God's sovereign election. Firstly, we see these 2 words that describe that. Firstly, chosen. We have been chosen, selected by him. And then the next word there, predestined. Beforehand, destined, destiny. Our destiny was determined beforehand by him. These 2 great words of chosen, predestined. If you're a Christian, it's because God has chosen you. He has predestined you. But then we see that emphasized through the verse as it goes on as well. See, we've been predestined according to the plan of him. See, he's got a plan. The plan of him who works out everything in conformity with the purpose of his will. God has this will, he has this plan, and he works everything out according to that plan. And that includes and is especially the case with salvation. Now we'll see in a couple of days' time that this truth of God's sovereign election doesn't diminish our responsibility. It doesn't mean we just put our feet up and we don't do anything and God will save who he will save and so forth. But no, we will see that the other side of that coin in verse 13. But for now, just note and enjoy God's sovereign choice. If you're a Christian, ultimately, definingly, definitively, it is because he has chosen you. And that is a wonderful choice, a wonderful truth. And it's something that we can rejoice in because it brings great comfort to us, knowing that those who God has chosen, and we'll see this again in more detail, those whom God has chosen and has saved, he will save fully and finally. It is also a humbling thing. And so today, be humbled by that truth as we are comforted by it.